Variety on Deckers, back in the car.
Yeah, on our way home.
Yes.
And we decided to do what we have been doing for the past few cruises, which is basically giving you a review.
On the way home.
Yeah, on the way home of our experience, of our cruise. So
here we go. So overall, what did you think? Or do you want me to go specifics with this? I can go specifics.
Okay, we can do overall experience first.
Okay. So
I would probably give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. All right.
A 6 out of 10 overall experience.
Gotcha. All right. I'd probably be right about there as well. I was thinking a 6, maybe a 6.5.
Okay, so you guys know that to me, a sail away party sets the tone for the whole entire cruise. It didn't cater to everyone, or it didn't cater to everyone's choice of music, but there was no line dancing. Now, I'm not saying that the entertainment team was bad, because they were actually pretty good.
They were. It catered more to the Latin community, which I don't have a problem with, but I think it kind of, kept some other people outside of that.
Exactly.
Outside of that comfort zone. We get down with anything, so you put it on.
Exactly. We're going to dance to it, but to me, it's kind of like, I honestly think that the white party that they had last night, that is the type of energy, and that is the type of party that I would have liked to see the first day.
A little bit more variety when it comes to the music. The food, yeah.
It's not where it's at. Whatever the selection was that was available there, and we thought it was because we had gotten on board late, but whatever the selection was, it just wasn't appealing to us.
The food selection was hamburgers and hot dogs. I was already like, oh.
The French fries were good.
The French fries were really good. Just overall, it was just kind of in the middle. There wasn't a lot of variety, and everything stayed the same over the 3 days. Let's talk about the Port of Call. What do you think about that?
I thought Ocean Key was beautiful. The water was amazing. The Lighthouse Bar, which is basically where we hung out most of the time, was pretty good. Yeah. The servers, the bartenders were really good as well. They were very funny, entertaining. The only thing I did not like about it was the transportation issue. There weren't enough golf carts. I think they call it trams, but it's really a golf cart. And I think that they were enough. However, a lot of them were allocated to the yacht club, and obviously the majority of the population on the ship is not going to be in the yacht club. So I think that transportation-wise, they could get better.
Overall, the island was just gorgeous. The waters were beautiful, and
oh my gosh, everywhere you looked, just the difference in the tones of blue that you see of the ocean is just beautiful. We stayed overnight at Ocean Key, so they had a lighthouse a show, and then they had the beach party, and they were both gorgeous.
And it's nice that they have those type of activities to keep people engaged, to keep people busy. Ocean Key was amazing, gorgeous place, and if we do MSC again, I look forward to going back. That was really nice. What'd you think about the staff on board? Now she's about to really be long-winded.
Okay, guest services, they were really good. I feel that MSC can do a better job training their employees to be a little bit more personable. Number one, we did not see our cabin steward. Actually, I don't even know if that was our cabin steward, because we never saw him. Or her. Our bed was made during the day when we weren't there, and our cabin was clean, but we never met him.
Yeah, there was no introduction, which also kind of makes me feel, some type of way. Like I was telling Debbie, I guess there's a certain amount of, comfort that you feel. Like when a person says, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so, and I'll be in your cabin at this time of day or during these hours of the day.
Or what time would you prefer me to come?"
Yeah, so introduction definitely makes me feel a little bit better. Like, your stuff is in there, and it would be nice to be able to put a face with the name who's going to be inside your cabin cleaning up.
And do some kind of training just for people to know how to be welcoming. Like, honestly, I just did not feel welcome. Like, go this way, don't do this, don't do that. And it's like, am I on vacation?
Yeah, I can agree with that, because I was saying that it was structured at certain times, but then I realized that a lot of times there really was no structure. It was just kind of a free-for-all with a lot of things. But it was like, like,
exactly.
Go this way, go that way. And I don't know. Again, we're just typically used to being welcomed on board and feeling warm and feeling like, hey, you know, like everybody's there to have a good time, and we're coming on board to like music and celebrate good times. Come on,
guys, there was no music when we came on board.
Yeah, that was weird.
You know, the ship is beautiful. Inside of the ship, it was always clean.
Yep.
However, the decks, deck 14,
like the open air decks,
open air decks, that was like, no, it was a big no. Open air decks. It doesn't have to be just deck 14.
Trash shouldn't just be sitting there for long periods of time. And even once people eat, like, somebody else might want to use the table, but there's trash all over it. So that also, it just impacts the experience for each person, because when you come out there, you don't want to sit around food that somebody else has been eating, or bottles and bottles and bottles of beer, which some of the tables has like 10 to 12 bottles on it. It's like, what are you supposed to do with that? So, yeah.
Okay, and talking about bottles and talking about, you know, bars and all that stuff. Guys, I tell you right now, I have never heard of a person being able to order 10 and 15 drinks off of one card. Literally off of one card. There was no such thing as, okay, well, who is this for? Who is this drink for? No, straight up, here you go.
They weren't verifying that people were getting drinks for people who were over 21 and older, which led to a lot of underage
drinking. You can get a drink and take it back and give it to anyone, and there's absolutely no one. I saw 2 people in suits that I'm assuming were security, and they were literally just sitting down, mingling what they get. No, it was a free-for-all. You know?
I actually saw one of the dancers out there at the club.
Yes, you know what? That is true.
Yeah, one of the dancers who worked on the staff, he was out there at the club, like, just.
Yeah, there's a lot of fraternizing between the guests and the crew members, and that's what I saw. Guys, this is our review, this is our opinion, this is what we saw. You may not see this, okay, but we saw people flashing, you know, like, it got down dirty, messy. When I tell you it got messy, it got messy. Okay, when it comes to specialty restaurants, what was your take?
Saving money, to be quite honest. I wouldn't do the specialty restaurant. I wouldn't do it again. The experience is not what I expect of a upcharge restaurant. So, you know, it felt like you were just dining in at a regular location on board the ship. There was no real ambiance or anything about it. There was no, you know, you would think that, you know, maybe you would get like a introduction from like the maitre d' or something like that. It was nothing like that.
I am going to compare specialty dining, the one that we had, which was a 75. It was a duo, so we got to go to the butcher's table, and we
Butcher's Cut.
Butcher's Cut. I'm sorry, keep calling it Butcher's Table. Butcher's Cut and the sushi place, Sushi Galaxy, something like that. To the Spirit airline of cruising. Okay, everything is an upsell. Like, they'll get you in, and they'll tell you straight up, okay, you can pick from this portion of the menu. Everything else you can either get it at 50% discount, or you have to pay full price. Everything. And it just seems like everything is like that on the cruise. Like, they're always trying to upsell you. Yeah, upsell you something. You know, so honestly, save your money. And was that last night when we went to dinner at the main dining room, the Black Crab, my table mate was like, oh, look, the chocolate. I had the exact same dessert that I paid for at the butcher's cut. I had it for free at that main dining room. And it looked prettier because it had cherries or some blueberries or something like that.
The music was different though, because they played a lot of a lot of piano. I heard a saxophonist. I'm not sure. Is that how you say saxophonist?
That sounds good to me.
Last night. And again, it's good music, but just not the vibes that I'm really looking for if I'm on a cruise. If I'm on a cruise, I'm looking for something that's a little bit more up tempo. And again, this is just me. You might be watching this and be like, yo, who wants all that racket? Who wants all that noise? I want to hear a saxophone playing. I want to hear a violin playing. I want to hear a piano playing.
If that's your speed, then MSC is definitely free.
Yeah, they've got a lot of options when it comes to just kind of smooth, relaxing music. I enjoy the higher energy rather than the soothing, relaxing kind of thing. So if you're watching this review and you're like, Adam, Debbie, you guys are idiots, this is what I like, then hey, I'm happy we're helping you right now.
Yeah.
Because they've got plenty of that.
The cabin,
yes.
Okay, so we had a Bella experience, okay? And we had asked for an interior, and they hooked us up with a balcony, okay? Our cabin was incredible. It was spacious. It was a connecting cabin. Once again, you know what? But our neighbors, even though Adam...
You're tripping. The night before last night, they were wrestling. Two boys were wrestling for like 15, 20 minutes.
I didn't hear a thing.
They went through an entire wrestling match. An entire grunting, cursing, all sorts of stuff falling on the floor. An entire wrestling match. Not to mention, I guess you didn't hear them last night either. They had some young ladies in the cabin, and they were singing "Happy Birthday" to one of the young ladies. Yeah, then they were like, "Oh, the night's young."
After 1 o'clock in the morning when we got back?
Correct. Debbie, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is a very light sleeper. I do not know how she was not waking up with all the noise that these kids were.
I did not hear a word. I did not hear nothing. Nothing.
Goodness gracious.
It was an obstructive view, but I don't look down. I look forward. So, forward you don't see anything but ocean. So that was refreshing to be able to sit there and take in the air and, listen to the waves at night and stuff like that. That was nice. However, the cabin steward could have been better. The couch, the only complaint that I have is that the couch was gross. And I didn't notice how gross the couch was until we were doing the cabin tour. And I literally, when I got to the couch and I was getting ready to touch it, I was like, ew.
Yuck. Oh, the secret elevators. They're not really secret. Near the midship elevators, there's single elevators on the back side of them. Use those. Those have less velocity or lesser traffic typically throughout the day. But yes, going back to the cabin and the couch, it was filthy.
It was a different experience, but I will tell you right now, the ship is beautiful. I love the fact that it has mirrors everywhere. I almost walked into two. I almost walked into two of them until I realized that I looked up and I saw myself in the reflection. I love deck 6, 7. I think it's 6, 7, and 8. Or 6 and 7, where they have the mini mall and they have like the lobby. Yeah. They have a grand piano there.
Great decor and
great decor. Everything is pristine. It's exquisite. Okay, it's exquisite. You know what? But I need to feel like I'm on vacation. Dressing up like your officers, and we even saw someone last night. He was carrying a pizza. I guess he was delivering it. He must have been loved. And he was dressed like a butler. And it's like, who wants to work like that? On a ship, walking back and forth the whole entire time.
Yeah,
That's uncomfortable.
and for me, I think that might also be a part of the reason why they act the way they do. Because when you dress up in uniform like that, it gives you a different type of
energy, vibe. It's
yeah. Like I'm dressed like an officer and I'm gonna be like, oh, having a good time. Like that doesn't make sense. So when you put on something, even though you're not necessarily an officer, you put on something like that, you have a different type of movement about yourself.
Exactly.
You have a different way of being. Whereas if you were wearing like a polo or a tropical t-shirt, you would probably be like,
it's time to have some fun.
Exactly. So I think they should lose the officer uniform.
Yeah.
It's not needed. To be quite
absolutely not.
It's not needed.
But if you want to have them like that in certain parts of the ship,
that's
because
cool.
You want to be, you want to classify, or you want to just, treat people differently depending on how much money they spent, then that's fine, because those people, they probably spend money because they want to be treated like that, and they want to be surrounded by people dressed like that, and they want to have this whole Titanic type of vibe or whatnot. But don't put everybody through that experience, because it's just not cool.
And again, I'm gonna offer this disclaimer again. You might completely disagree with this, and that's okay too, because I hope we are helping. Like if we're describing things that wasn't great for us, and that is exactly the lane that you like to be in, then do MSC. MSC is going to offer you that kind of upscale, look to it. Now, the other half of it is the people may not offer you that, because, again, with the amount of drinks that people can purchase, things can get a little messy.
Oh, you'll see it. You'll see how things can get messy.
Yeah, so the look is going to be like, oh, wow, everyone's dressed like officers, everybody. But with the processes that they have in place, with one person being able to order, I don't even think there's a limit. Like, if you want to order 50 drinks, you can order 50
drinks. No, yeah,
drinks.
For real. There's no way there's a limit. I'm sad that I didn't get to tour the kids club, but not the kids club, whatever it is that MSC calls it. But I did see interaction. I did capture interaction. I did see the show that they did last night with the children, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
So they do seem to have a lot going on for the children.
It was good. I'm not going to say it wasn't our speed. It was good. There were certain things with, like, the whole officers dressed up and people not introducing themselves, like cabin stewards not introducing themselves, team members being a little dry or just a little bit too serious rather than kind of letting loose.
Have fun making the drinks and stuff like that.
But the cruise itself was really fun. The activities were really fun. We had the beach party. We had the lighthouse light show.
They had a foam party.
Yes, we had the foam party. We had the white party last night. The sail away party was just, it was just other things that you're like, why? Why are they doing that? The food could be a little bit better in my opinion.
The overall vibe when you walk onto the ship could be a lot better.
Yes.
So food, vibe when you walk onto the ship. Uniforms, they definitely need to get those poor people out of those uniforms.
Give them some polos and some tropical, Hawaiian t-shirts or something so they can have some fun.
Yeah. Check out time. You have to be out of your cabins by 8 a.m. Our steward knocked on our cabin door at 6:47 a.m.
Who gets out of their cabin at that time?
Talking about you're supposed to be out of your cabins at 7 a.m. Obviously, the response that he got from me was not the nicest, because I can read.
And who leaves their cabin at 6:47? That means that we would have had to be up at like 6 o'clock.
And where am I going to go at 6:47 in the morning when they're not letting people off the ship? So, person that came to knock on our cabin this morning, if you're watching, I don't know your name.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
No, I'm talking to them.
Okay. If you're watching, I don't know your name, but the paper says 8 a.m. in the morning. Do not knock on my door or anybody's door before that.
No poop smells on board the ship.
No.
I didn't smell any poop
On the
smells.
island, yes.
On the island, yes.
But
we
not
did.
on the ship.
But yeah, overall it was an amazing time, and I'm gonna go get some rest.
No, we're about to go work because we got a lot of work to do.
We do have a lot of work to do, but I need to just rest for a little bit while I work.
There's no resting.
We appreciate you guys watching. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Peace.